Hi, everybody. We're going to get started in about 1 minute. You might want to have in front of you your computer. And if you don't have that accessible to you right now, you are very likely going to want to have out a notebook because we do have some great stuff that we're going to be sharing. All right, hope everybody is having a good week. It is Wednesday, January 20th. Can you believe that already? It is the 20th. I had to actually look at my watch because I just forgot how fast this month is going. It's absolutely insane. And today I decided that I really wanted to do something a little bit different. You know, social media is one of those things that it's always changing. It's always evolving. You think you have it figured out, and then there's just a wrench that is kind of thrown into your plans, and you have to kind of start over. But the thing about social media is you just have to be willing to be a continual learner. You have to be willing to make adjustments and shifts and changes. And today, what I want to talk to you about is the business page. That is what we call the Facebook like page. And that is something that I believe is going to be critical to our businesses as we move forward, as we grow. And I am going to be talking to you about 4 specific skills today that is going to help you implement this and actually move forward with your business. So today we're going to start talking about how you start a business page, why you have a business page, building your brand behind the business page, and then the events you can have for consistency within the page. So here's the thing about social media, and here's the thing about your business page. I have heard time and again people get frustrated because they aren't getting enough traffic and nobody is seeing their posts on their like page. And all of a sudden, instead of posting 3 to 5 times a day, we dwindle it down. You know, we post maybe 3 to 5 times a week, or we post maybe when we're not even seeing traction from that, we go down to 1 time a week, and then eventually we leave it all together. Does that sort of sound familiar to you? And I think a lot of that frustration comes because we don't know what we're doing with the business page. We don't really know what it is, what it's supposed to look like, what we're supposed to be doing with it, how it's different from our personal page. And we don't see ourselves as this business owner. So to be implementing a business page is uncharted territory. It is a little bit scary for us. So in our call today, we have to really hone in on why we're doing a business page, the purpose behind a business page. So before we go into the purpose, you have to go into this call and say, I am open-minded to owning a business page. I am ready to move on to the next part of my business. So here's what my thought is on this business page. Here we are, Beachbody coaches, first couple months in the business. And you know what we have? We have this awesome warm market. We have our friends, we have our family, we have, you know, our colleagues at work who are seeing our amazing results. They're seeing our transformations and they're like, oh, what are you doing? And maybe they have a friend and they give a referral. But sooner or later, we are going to get to this point where our warm market is gone. So that's like our inner circle, right? And so we have to be able to break that barrier of the inner circle and start extending our network outside. For most of us, we are running this business on Facebook. Social media is the way we are connecting with people. It's the way we're talking to people. It's the way we're meeting people. We have to be a business owner. So there are 3 reasons why a business page is critical when you're at this point in your business. Number 1, insights. This allows you to see what your audience wants. It allows you to see what posts are doing really, really well. It allows you to really get a feel for the time of day that the people that you are targeting are online. Maybe you're creating a page where you get recipes and you want to see the history of what gets shares, what get likes, all of that kind of content. It gives you that. It breaks it down for you and takes away the work of trying to guess what people want from you. The second is that it allows you to target an audience. You guys have heard about boosted post. You guys have probably heard about, being able to add followers based on what their interests are. Targeting an audience allows you to specifically hone in on the people who are like you, that you want to draw and attract to your business. You aren't necessarily going to be throwing out posts and thinking, well, maybe somebody will see it who will magically be like me and they will be the right fit for my business. Business pages allow you to target a little bit more specifically. And the third reason that I believe a business page is critical is because you have a business. You are a CEO. You are an entrepreneur. You are the brand behind Beachbody. You aren't a Beachbody coach. You are yourself. Your job is to sell yourself, your story. You are to share with people who you are, what you stand for, and what you love. People aren't going to buy the product. They're going to buy into you, why you use it, why it works for you. And your business page, people go to because they know you have something to offer. Whereas with your personal page, sometimes people feel a little funny about you selling on your personal page because that's what a personal page is. It is personal. It is meant for friends and family. And as Facebook sort of understands these algorithms and they're changing it around, it is harder to be seen as a coach on your personal page to your audience. Only 10% of your posts on your personal page really gain much traction, meaning that most people do not see what you're putting out there as a coach, except for what Facebook has deemed as your people that like what you see. So what I mean by that is you might say that you have a post, you have a morning workout, and you start realizing the only people who are liking this post are fellow Beachbody coaches. Well, that's because they have a history of liking those kind of posts. So the people who aren't liking that aren't really seeing it. But a business page allows you to target your audience a little bit more specifically and give them really what they want. So I want to start by giving you an example of my page and a little bit of history. My page is coming up on 2 years. I very, very rarely boost for likes. I am pretty good at creating an organic traffic, which means that I'm not paying people to come to my page. This is truly people that follow me for a specific reason. But when you go to my page, I am extremely clear about who I am, what I stand for, and what I love. So you have to remember there's a couple things that you need to know. And a like page is going to attract people who are like you. So whereas before with your personal page, you want everyone to like you. You want to feel good. You want people to be attracted to you. But the truth is, not everybody is going to like what you have to offer. Not everybody is going to want to work with you, and you have to be okay with that. You are going to be specific about the audience that you want following you. I look at it this way. I don't want anyone lukewarm about me. I am okay with people unfollowing me if I'm not their cup of tea. Because ultimately what you want is people who follow you because they're like you. They get you. You are preaching to the choir because people who get you want to follow you. On the flip side, people who are like, well, what's this page all about? They're going to click unfollow. They're not going to see your post. And that's okay because you never want to work with those kind of people anyway. You want people like you. So you have to understand that if you try to throw a bunch of different posts out there. Like 1 minute you're talking about, your devotionals, and then the next minute you're talking about your rap music, and then the next minute you're talking about your favorite recipe, and then the next minute you're talking about chocolate cake, and the next minute you're giving motivation, and you're kind of everywhere with your posts. People get that and they feel that, and they're like, I don't know who you are and I don't know what you stand for. So you have to realize that you're not going to please anyone if you're trying to please everyone. So I have very, very specifically targeted the type of people that I want to know. And in my banner, I am clear and to the point about who I am and what I stand for. So when you look at this picture, you might say, I want nothing to do with her, or you might be intrigued. You might say, oh, she's into fundraising. That's pretty cool. So am I. Or, oh, she was a teacher. I like that. Virtual fitness coach. Okay, like I'm into health, and a cancer survivor. I know someone who had cancer, or, my mom was impacted by cancer. I want to hear what she has to say. Knowing that what I stand for is what I stick to when I post. I don't tend to go outside of that because that's not what my audience wants to see from me. I embrace life and mentorship with a side of sass. So when you go to my page, I am not going to be all serious. I am going to be a little bit of a smartass sometimes. I am going to lay some truth sauce down once in a while. That is just how I roll. That is my personality, and those are the kind of people that I want to work with. Okay, so today you have to remember this isn't everything and anything you want to know about like pages. This is a specific training to get you started. So the first thing you have to do is you have to start a like page. So we're going to talk about the authentic brand. There are a couple things that I want you to keep in mind today. The first is that a lot of times what I see Beachbody coaches do is they name themselves after the company Beachbody. They proclaim themselves to be Beachbody coaches. I'm going to be real with you. You are a partner with Beachbody. You might be a Beachbody coach, but you are so much more than that. When you say in your like page or title your like page, Beachbody coach, guys, there are 400,000 Beachbody coaches. You have to be willing to stand out. And the first way that you stand out is by being uniquely you and having your own spin and brand on Beachbody coaching. So you will rarely see me talk about Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. That is not really what works for me. I am authentic and true to myself as the entrepreneur. I am Katie Ersta. I am One Fit Fighter who is affiliated and partners with Beachbody because I believe in the programs and the products and the accountability that Beachbody has given to me. Does that make sense? So if you are first starting your page and you're saying Beachbody Coach Lauren, and that's the name of your like page, right away as somebody who's maybe interested or finds you, I would right away think to myself, she's going to try to sell me on Shakeology. And I wouldn't follow you. That's the truth. So if you have that title, you want to remember that you're selling yourself and what you love and what you're passionate about. So in naming the page, think about a couple things. Who do I want to come to my page? Who needs what I have? What makes me different? If I was at a party, what type of people would I talk to? And what would I talk about? What makes me unique? What makes me different? One place to start is simply by jotting down ideas of who you are, what you stand for, what you love, and I'm going to push you a little bit. What pisses you off? What angers you? What makes you crazy? That's who you want to talk to. That's who you want to attract to your business. And those are the kind of people that will be like, I get that. I want to follow her because she is real. She is authentic. And so when you put in the posts about Beachbody or your challenge groups or the products, they are already attracted to who you are as an individual. that it's okay. You've gained their trust because you're being authentic to who you are. So that is my first challenge to you, is really get down to what do people need from my page. I encourage people actually to think back to who they were before Beachbody. Think back to the struggles they had. Think back to the things that made them crazy. Think back to the things like the workouts. You know, maybe you were somebody who struggled with time. Maybe you were someone who just wasn't motivated to work out. Or maybe you just didn't ever find a program that worked for you. Or you went to the gym and you didn't know what kind of workouts to do. When you were that person before Beachbody, what would you have wanted to see on a page? What would you have wanted to hear on a page? That goes into your authentic brand. And it starts with having this really like candid conversation with yourself about what you have to offer, what makes you different. You know, part of your story, your struggles, and the things that you probably don't give yourself enough credit for, but that you're legit good at. One thing I'm not really, really good at, I am not good at fashion. I don't know, doesn't interest me, not really my thing. So I really won't talk about it on my like page. And I don't expect people who are attracted to me, One Fit Fighter, to be really that interested in makeup either. But if that's your thing, find a way to build that into who you are. So that's the first step. Step one, find a way to be authentic and true to who you are. Let's talk about step number two. This is about really branding yourself. So I usually tell people the best way to name your like page is to just name yourself, you know, or give it a tagline. So if you have your name and then what you stand for in the same sentence, that's really short and easy to remember, that is great. But I am actually going to take this one step further. People love consistency and they love seeing like something that pops to them. So as I was thinking about this, I realized, okay, Katie, what makes you kind of different? And this is something that I really just started, but I realized I am somebody who taught literature for a really long time. I taught reading. And I remember I would read certain quotes in books, and I had a habit of highlighting quotes that stood out to me, quotes that were universal themes or truths that just I wanted to come back to. So long before the days of ever reading personal development, I had a love for literature and the things that stood out. So I thought to myself, well, if I'm looking for somebody like me would also love literature. So I started integrating, and I'll show this to you on my page, some quotes that have a very similar style. So what you'll find at least once a day is a literature quote from something that I like, something that has touched me in some way, but there is a consistency to what it looks like. So for me, it's just this purple background with a very bold and simple font. It's very classic, it's very easy to read, and it just pops. So even if somebody is scrolling over the photos section, they're gonna see those little consistent pops. And those pops are kind of things that people might be interested in or people might wanna come back to. And I make sure that that is something that I consistently do every day. So for you, start thinking about what is something that catches my eye. It might be a font. It might be a quote. It might be like text overlay on your pictures, using similar using similar fonts on your posts all the time as well. The other thing that I started doing almost daily is videos. I am very consistent with my videos. So I am tracking my progress on my videos. And what happens is I have an entire library of the various workouts that I'm doing. But as you can see, some of them have a lot of likes, some of them like not so much depending on what time I post, but I am consistent. But here's what I did consistently. I created a video of my doing a workout, and then I lowered the volume to mute on the background noise. So all you can see is me doing the workout. And then I do a voice overlay. And that voice overlay is me giving a snippet of personal development, or me talking about where I am with my workout journey, or my progress, or something that people can take with them. But ultimately what is happening too is I am creating that consistency. I am really creating a signature, like a stamp on who I am as One Fit Fighter, that people know when they come to that page that that's something that they're going to see. So this is something that I'm learning over time. So ask yourself, go to a couple of pages and ask yourself, well, what are some signature styles that I see? What are some things that stand out to me as people who have branded themselves in some way? You know, do they have a similar style? www.canva.com has a lot of free options for you to create this type of thing. You can actually download like the background, the layout image, and then you can just constantly write over it daily. And what I do is I sit down on Sunday and I'll do like 10 to 12 of these literature posts. And then I'll just schedule the posts on my like page to go out at between 9 and 10 every morning. Does that make sense? I should probably see if I have any questions. You guys know too, you have a Q&A panel you can get into as well. All right. Okay, so step 3. Okay, so step 3 is set goals to drive organic traffic. This is where it gets fun. So if you're a little bit competitive, this is where you can start having fun with it. How do you get people to like your page? Well, the first thing I do is I invited everyone who was a friend. I just went through and I clicked invite, 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 invite. The second thing I did is I went on to my husband's page and I clicked invite, 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 invite. So I invited all of his friends as well. And then I would put up a post and I would drive traffic by doing some type of giveaway. 50 likes and I'll do this. 50 likes and I will post X, Y, and Z. Or I will do a t-shirt giveaway that drives traffic. Tag a friend. Anything that reveals shares and tags is going to give you more organic traffic. The other thing you can do is start hosting free events, whether it's a booty challenge, a fitness challenge. Right now I'm going to be doing a goal setting challenge, a goal setting webinar, much like the one I'm doing today. And I am getting people to come to my like page. I am having people share my page on their timeline. You can also do this if you're in groups and you have a great post. Maybe it's a mom group and you put up a post that moms will relate to. You can share that post into the group and drive traffic back that way. But what I do suggest to you is to play around with this, whether it's giveaways, sharing posts, and tagging yourself in the post. Set goals for yourself. Number 1, set the goal that you will post consistently. Schedule it out 3 to 5 times a day. You will at least do 1 to 3 shares a day, whether it's to somebody's timeline, to a group, or you will share on your own timeline. You need to do that at least 1 to 3 times a day. When you have done that, you also want to make sure that when people get to your page, there is a picture or a video that is going to get them to understand who you are and what you stand for. So maybe that is a giveaway. Maybe that is, a video of you doing a workout. But whatever it is, remember that you have to be authentic to who you are as a coach. You have to be true to who you stand for and what you are, as opposed to just being a Beachbody coach who sells products. The less you talk so much about what you sell, the more you talk about you and what works for you and what is happening for you and what is truly inspiring to you, the more you're going to have a traffic that is liking what you have. Let me answer this question real quick. Okay. Yep. All right. So what was the site again? Amber, the site is Canva, Canva.com. So all of my purple images that I showed you, those are all from Canva. And I just downloaded the image and then I just pull it up actually in PicMonkey, PICMONKEY. And I just pull up that image and every day I just save the literature quote. So what do I mean by 1 to 3 shares a day? Sharing your page with someone else or within a group. Yeah, exactly, Kirsten. So you'll notice a lot of times on One Fit Fighter, I'll tag Katie Ursta or I'll tag Mike Ursta. But if I'm going into a group, like a mommy group, like let's say you have an article about, I don't know, like breastfeeding or something like that, you can actually go and just share that post from your page into that group. Are there any scheduling sites that you like better than others for scheduling posts? Sarah, for your like page, I schedule them right on Facebook. So I don't use an outsource. I don't outsource that. I do that right on my like page. And it just says like really on the top, actually, I'll just show you real quick. Hold on. Okay, so when I'm here, and at Rachel Harvey, I'm going to answer your question too. So when I'm here, let's say I have this post. I can actually, let me go back to Sarah's real quick. So Sarah, when you're here, there's this publish button. You can click schedule, and it will allow you to schedule when you want to post it. That's all I do. And then let's say that I want to tag myself in a post so that it shows up on my timeline or at least in my photo album on my timeline. It's kind of tricky. Facebook does this sometimes. I click the picture and then I actually copy it because it won't tag me as a person. It will only tag my like page. And then I copy it into a new browser and it comes up again and I say tag photo. And then I tag Katie Ursta. And then it will pop up on either my timeline or my photo album because I've tagged myself so much, I think. It doesn't always show up in my timeline on my Facebook page. Let me see. What other questions? Yep, I think I answered that. Did that answer for you? Okay, all right, so one more thing that I wanted to show you. Hold on. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to share with you is there's a couple of things that people don't really use, and that's that Insights tool. The Insights tool is really what allows you to see what posts are doing really well, what posts have engagement, what posts people want to see. So what I do is I actually go back through, and these are all organic. This isn't boosted. This is all just traffic, natural traffic. I go through and I say, okay, well, what are posts that are standing out to people? What are posts that people want to see? And so I noticed I had one about Jennifer Lawrence, and the one I just did about Tony Horton have a lot of natural traffic. So my job is to make sure that I am kind of remembering what those posts are. So I know that it's something that attracts people, that they want to see, that I know they want to come back to as well. Does that make sense? All right, so a couple of calls to action. And I want you guys to know I do plan on doing more calls on this, but the first thing you have to know is your business page is you. Your business page is your opportunity to have a targeted audience that is like you. So you want to make sure that you are posting what you want to see, what you would benefit from. Like if that page had been there before you were a Beachbody coach, what would have been helpful for you? What would have been things you wanted to see? And really who you're trying to attract as a challenger or as a coach. But you have to first create it. My suggestion is when you sign up as a coach, you do this. Like this is just part of what you do. Because by the time that 3 months kind of comes around and you're like your general warm demographic is sort of fading, you have your like page kind of built up. You want to determine your audience. You really want to think of that avatar. the ones we talked about in the KB last week. Who are you trying to talk to? Who are you trying to attract to your page? Are you looking for nurses? Are you looking for teachers? Are you looking for runners? Are you looking for moms? Are you looking for new moms? Are you looking for moms who have teenagers? What specifically are you trying to talk to? And once you have that avatar created, you then can say, is my post connecting with that person? Is my post something that that person would benefit from? Select a signature style. Start it off simple, 1 post a day. That's something that is who you are and what you stand for. Something that's going to stand out. This takes time. This is not something that is going to happen overnight. If you go to A Fit Nurse, which is Alyssa Shoemaker's page, she has these great nursing quotes that nurses relate to, and she gets a lot of shares from those type of posts. But again, it didn't happen overnight. Think of your signature style, whether it's font on your workouts that is just consistent and concise, or it is a quote like I had, like a literature quote that I had, or it's a type of video that you do. Maybe you give a daily style tip or advice for people. Pick a signature style though and be consistent with that. I personally post my signature style at least once a day, and it's about the same time every day. And then set your first target goal. So I want you to start thinking like that person who wants to come to your page. So in order to do that, you want to start having those opportunities to get your page seen more. If you look at your banner, right, your Facebook banner, ask yourself, does it look professional or does it look like something I just put together really quickly? If I was ask somebody outside, a Beachbody, a friend, a family member to give you feedback. Does this look like a professional page? Would you follow this page? Your banner is the first thing that people see about you. There's a site called Fiverr.com, Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And that site you can pay $5 to have your banner done. And if you just look at a couple of the top coaches, and I put a bunch of those in the Knockout Brigade, I created a file and said, these are some like pages that you can follow. Look at their banners. Do they stand out? Do they scream, I'm a Beachbody coach? Or is there something that makes them kind of different or unique? That's what you really want to make sure you're doing is that target goal has to start with what you're putting out, like what you look like. And then start sending things like share this post or share this recipe. Those are great ways to add organic traffic. Tag yourself in the post at least 1 to 3 times a day. You're sharing something in some way. Do a giveaway that drives traffic. The more times you can share and tag and like, the more you're going to be seen in the news feed. The other thing is too, you want to make sure that you have defaulted your page. Defaulted your page to where it says like. I didn't even like my own page. Wow, that was stupid. That was really bad. Post in the news feed or post notifications. When you like a page, it will default to just see things occasionally, see like top post. You could do a post that says, hey guys, make sure you post in the news feed so you can see my giveaway that I'm doing this week. So that it keeps popping up for people, if that makes sense. Awesome. Okay, guys, so go ahead and start asking some of your questions if you have some. I know that I threw a lot of information out there, so I want to make sure that I am giving you what you guys need. So yeah, there is a couple that I use to put font. On my phone, I use Rona, and I can take a picture of this and send it into the KB, but I use Rona, which is RHONNA. I use Photofy, PHOTOFY, and I love, love, love Snapseed, SNAPSEED. And the reason I like Snapseed so much is because it makes your pictures look extremely professional. And the Photify, what I don't love about Photify is in the bottom right-hand corner, it actually says Photify. And I don't love that. I like when my pictures are kind of, I don't know, they don't have any like fancy like lettering. It just looks kind of chintzy to me, to be honest. I used to use Pick, Play, Post a lot, but I stopped using that because I have found that iMovie can make pictures look really, or movies look really professional. And I find that Photify is kind of like blurry, the images are. So I use iMovie for almost everything that I do. Yep, Snapseed. Could you do a training on Snapped? Yeah, I can. Honestly, it's a lot of playing around. It's not necessarily that it's hard to use. It just took me a lot of time. There's also on Snapseed just a default, and it will auto correct your pictures for you too. I did not do an iMovie training, and I'm learning iMovie. I have an iPhone 6, and honestly, I just learned how to click the mute button after I recorded. After I recorded, I would just scroll down, and I guess I could do like a video. I don't know how I would do that. I'll have to figure that out. And then I just do the voiceover. So I record my voice over it. Yeah, I could try to figure it out. I just do it on my phone. I never do that on my computer. Yeah, that would be great. I don't know. I just kind of taught myself. It was relatively easy to do. And Sarah had asked this question. So when you're on a page, like right now I'm on, I can't believe I never liked my page. Oh my gosh, Katie Ursta. Okay, so when you are, when you're on this page, Sarah, there's the like button, and this is for all pages that you like. So when you're on a page, it will say unlike this page or choose what you want to see from, just on the like, the down arrow on the like page. You can post in the newsfeed. So that means anything that One Fit Fighter would post would show up in my newsfeed. Notifications means that where the globe is, it would actually pop up in the globe that I posted something. So I would know, okay, One Fit Fighter posted something I want to see. But otherwise, it just defaults to the most popular posts. And I think that's a lot of times why we don't get seen a lot, is because if we're only getting 1 or 2 likes on a post, there's no reason for it to pop up in the newsfeed. So tell people that, like, hey, or do like a screenshot, right? And just say like, hey, make sure you know to click post in the newsfeed. That's what I would suggest for that. So what other questions do you guys have? Do you have any more questions for me? Have I kind of answered the most part? So here's what I want you to think about over the next couple of days is, what specifically do you want me to train on with the like page? Setting it up just is a very quick going to your page, your down arrow. Hold on. Your down arrow. And I'm sorry, guys, I do have a little bit of a cold. And creating a page. I do it as a business page. I'm listed as a public figure. I do suggest that because you are a business owner. Some people select business. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what you select. I haven't seen it one way or another that it makes that much of an impact. You just create your page and you just dive into learning more about the insights, the tools, how to be seen more. Google it. You know, if you really want to learn how to get seen more on social media, just research it, learn, or follow those people that I suggested in that KB newsfeed. I think it was, if you go into the KB, I put a post in there about top coaches to follow or something, and the URLs are right there for you to take a look at. What other questions? Is that it? Is that all we have? Have I answered all of them? All right, so let's just real quick make sure we know our call to action and what we have to do in moving forward. Okay, first of all, you got to create the like page. You just have to start. You have to go out there and you have to just create the like page. Determine what your audience is. Know exactly who you are talking to. Last week, I posted about the avatar, creating that avatar, getting down to some of those essential questions that you can ask yourself. Who am I trying to attract to this page? Or am I just throwing posts out there and hoping that something hits someone, that someone likes something. Determine who that audience is. Select a signature style, a piece that is just yours. It is original to who you are, and it makes you stand out. It makes your page pop a little bit. Create a signature style of some sort and set your first target goal. My goal, my first goal that I pushed for was 1,000 likes. And I remember working my first 3 months on that business page, just talking about, share this page. Will you share this page? Tag a friend. I would host events on there to get more traffic onto my page, because I knew ultimately that if I could really focus on my business page, I could really hone in on my target audience. I would have more control over the type of people who were seeing what I had to provide. And they were going to be more like me as opposed to just throwing some posts out there. Make sense? Okay, so today, just make sure you are starting to put these calls to action into play. Make sure you're asking me questions in the KB. I did record this. I'm going to post the recording for this social media training so you can share it with your teams, your downlines as well. And if you have any other questions, I think I have one more. Let me know. No, I like Fit and Courageous RN. No, I like it more. I think Heart and Soul Fitness, Support, and Accountability was too long. I think, Sarah, yes, I think you are on the right track with Fit and Courageous RN. But remember, everything you do is about being a fit and courageous RN. So there should be RN posts out there. You are talking to the RN. Those are the people that are going to be attracted to your page. Yep. All right, guys. Anything else? Got it. Cool. Awesome. All right. I'll let you guys go. Thanks so much. I hope you have a great day.